going to start today with a little breathing exercise that I use when I'm feeling really anxious and excited, and I need to bring it down. So if you'll join me and just put your hands in your lap. If you're sitting in a chair, make sure your feet are flat on the floor, or you can do this cross-legged, but sit tall and straight. Let your arms kind of fall back, but don't bring your shoulder blades together, and just maybe bring your shoulder blades up and then just let them drop so they can find their natural place. But concentrating on keeping your chest open, concentrating on keeping your back open, so you don't want to like bring your arms too far back, okay? Bring your chin just a little bit in, so you're opening up the back of your skull here, creating a nice flow of energy from tailbone all the way up to skull. So hands in the lap. We're going to breathe in deeply for a count of 4 or so, and then pause and then release it. And when you're breathing in, a lot of times we'll say concentrate on bringing it to the bottom of your belly, but I want you to think about expanding your lungs. So put your hands like right where your bra strap is, and then take a deep breath in. And really concentrate on expanding those lungs, touching your fingers. I think you'll have a really good result. So we're going to just take a couple deep breaths so I can feel a little bit anchored. Place your hands in your lap and breathe in. One more time, or actually 2 more times. Breathe in. And then our last breathe in. And exhale. That always slows me down. It anchors me and gives me access to so much more. A little holy sober insight is the next part, and today it is, but I couldn't ask for anything more. I have everything anyone could wish for, was from a client. It's not uncommon for women to feel guilty for not being satisfied with their basic need when their basic needs are met. Wow, I'm stumbling. When we try to drown out our discontentment with alcohol, everybody around us suffers. Do yourself a favor and give your heart's desire life, even if it's just on paper. A lot of times we think of our heart desires, you know, a new car or being skinny or having that perfect guy in our life. But when it really comes down to it, like this client that I worked with back in 2014, and she's also in my book, The Primed Drinker. I interviewed her, and it's question by question and answer by answer, and nothing was omitted. I interviewed her for that book, and she talked about how guilty she feels when this is the life she designed. She checked off all of her boxes. She finished school, she got married, she got the nice house, she has the great kids in a great neighborhood, and she feels guilty for that not being enough. But what we found out was that, she's highly educated, she's incredibly sharp, and she has a knack for teaching, and she just needed more in her life. And since she wasn't actively pursuing it and felt guilty because she was not overjoyed with this life that she created, not that she didn't love and appreciate it and have gratitude towards it, but she wasn't pursuing anything else because she made her bed and now she was lying in it. That's how she buttoned it up. And it just isn't necessary. It's not necessary at any stage of our lives. When we have something when we're feeling a discontentment, when we're feeling, and this will go along with our closing quote today, when we're feeling that sense of something's not off or something's not right and I want more, it doesn't mean that you're unhappy. It just means that there's something in you that's not yet expressed. We were designed and born to learn and to grow until the day we die. And it's the minute that we stop exercising that, when we stop pursuing things that bring us joy and that stretch us and challenge us, that's when we become stagnant. And just like stagnant water, pus spores grow, mold grows, bacteria develops, and we become sick. And what's better to take care of that sickness and that pain than alcohol? So what if, instead of trying to stuff those feelings down and trying to pretend like everything's rosy, we just did some exploring, like you have an amazing opportunity to do right here. Let me see. So your writing prompt today is, what my heart desires is. So what is it that your heart desires? Is it to become more creative? Is it to stretch your body, to push your body to maximum potential, like run a marathon maybe? Again, I don't want you to get stuck in just, I want to get skinny. It's like, what would skinny give you? What would that mean for you? How would that make your life better? How would that make your relationships better? Those are the things, when we start cultivating those feelings and those desires, that's when life gets a lot easier and we get super focused on what it is we want and stop wading around in the pond of what we don't. The closing quote today is, restlessness is discontent, and discontent is the first necessity of progress. So if you're feeling that discontent, if you're feeling that gnawing of, this just isn't enough, I need more, that's fantastic. That's information. Show me a thoroughly satisfied man, woman, and I will show you a failure. Thomas A. Edison. We should always be wanting to learn and grow. That doesn't mean that we're not happy and we're not satisfied and we're not proud of what we've accomplished. And that doesn't mean that we want anything different necessarily. That just means there's a part of us that needs to be expressed. And that's our cue.